Hey, it's Kristen from KristenOnDemand.com, and on this channel, you will find videos all about teaching ESL online for new, aspiring, and veteran teachers. And in this video, I am going to be going over the mock lesson for the intermediate lesson, levels 4 and 5, both lessons A and B. Why both lessons? Because you need to be prepared to do either A or B during your mock lesson. You will get into your mock and your mock mentor will choose either A or B, and you need to be prepared for both. So that is what I'm going to prepare you for in this video. Here it comes. Okay, so again, levels 4 and 5, you're going to be preparing to teach students who are a little bit older. For the lower levels 2 and 3, you are preparing to teach lower level basic 5, like a 5-year-old student. These students for levels 4 and 5 are going to be a little bit older. I would say maybe 7 or 8 years old. They are going to know a little bit more. Speech should still be slower, not as slow as in the lower level mocks, but still slower. You're going to want to focus on pronunciation. You are going to want to be able to adapt your teaching style to what the mock mentor is going to throw at you. So they're going to be testing more so in this mock your adaptability. Can you handle what they might be throwing at you? So what I would recommend is obviously watch this video, watch how I would teach these mocks, but I would watch other teachers as well and kind of take all the skills that all the teachers are throwing at you. Find what works for you, what rings true for your teaching style, and make it your own. You need to feel comfortable, and you need to feel comfortable. You need to go in there for the level 4 or 5 mock, and you need to feel confident when you go into this mock, because this isn't just teaching A and B and 1, 2, 3 as it is with the lower level mocks. You're teaching reading, you're teaching more extensive vocabulary, and it's less props. I mean, you still want to use props, but it's less on that and more focused on pronunciation and big definitions and what does stuff mean, and it's more in depth. So again, though, just like the lower level mock, you want to make sure that you have a background. Does not, again, need to be as extensive as mine. Just something educational will work. Make sure you have your lighting on point. Again, I will put my video on introduction videos where I go over lighting a lot more extensively. I will put that up here and in the description box below so that you can take a look at what I say about lighting. I think that will help you a lot. You will want to have a secondary reward system to be giving to your mock mentor as you go throughout the lesson. Again, I have done a video on this, so I will put it up here and I will also put it in the description box. Check that out. You do not feel like you need to go out and purchase a whole bunch of things to do secondary rewards. Please don't let them scare you. You don't. I have put together a video where there are tons of things that you probably have around your home where you have a secondary reward system at home. I can almost 90% guarantee that you have something that you can use that will work perfectly for this. So check out that video. I think it will help you. But let's get started on this. Just remember, you're going to want to watch your pacing. A good guide, I went over this in my lower level mock, but I will go over it again. A good guide for pacing is about a minute a slide. So VIPKid, again, typical lessons are about 25 slides. And again, your lessons are about between 25 and 28 minutes. So a good rule of thumb is to go about a minute a slide. Now, is every slide take you a minute to teach? No, some are about 30-ish seconds and some go longer than a minute. But to make sure that you're on pace, or to kind of so that if in your 10-minute demo, if you're about 5 minutes in and you're on slide 5, you can kind of know that you're on pace. But if you are 5 minutes in and you're only on slide 2 or 3, then you know you need to pick up the pace. Or if you are 5 minutes in and you're on slide 8, then you know you need to slow it down. You need to start extending because you need to stretch out those slides because you have 5 more minutes to fill and only 2 more slides. So that's how you can kind of check your pacing and keep yourself in check. So, and I will teach you on these slides where I would extend, where I wouldn't, things like that, things that you can ask the mock mentor if you need to kind of stretch and extend and things like that to help you out should you need it. So without further ado, because we have 2 lessons to get through, let's jump in, okay? We are going to start with mock A. Okay, so the first slide in the mock A says lesson objectives. And typically in the VIPKid classroom, there is a slide that it doesn't look just like this, but it's similar. And this is just for the teacher's reference. So this is just kind of telling you what the lesson is going to be about, what it's going to go over, things like that. I never go over this with the student. Like I said, it's really just for the teacher's reference. It's not for the student at all. Why they put it actually in the lesson for the student to see, I'm not really sure. Maybe so that the student can also see what they're going to be learning within the lesson. Not sure. But I never go over this with the student, so I would not recommend you go over this with your mock mentor either. I would just, if this is in there, I would just shoot past this and go right to the next slide. Okay, so this next slide that says my country, my culture, this is where I would begin the lesson, okay? So this is where you would say your hellos and start to build that rapport with the student. I would ask them a question or 2 about themselves. Again, these are more upper level, level 4, level 5 students. So they can answer more than how are you or how old are you. So I like to usually ask them something like, what did you do today? And depending on how they answer that, maybe a follow-up from that as well. So let's jump in and I'll show you how I would do this slide. Hello. My name is Teacher Kristen. What's your name? Hi, Amy. It's very nice to meet you. Oh, thank you, Amy. Amy, how are you today? You are fine, thank you. How am I? I'm fine too. Thank you for asking. Amy, what did you do today? You went to school? Excellent. Amy, did you have a good day? Excellent, Amy. Very good. Okay, Amy, are you ready for class? Great. Okay, let's go. Okay, and that's all I would do. I asked her how she was, what did she do today, did she have a good day, and was she ready for class, and then we were on. Now, students will at this level ask you, how are you? You know, how was your day? Things like that. They are able to ask you questions back, and a lot of times they will. So I wouldn't be surprised if your mock mentor did that during this lesson, because a lot of my level 4, level 5 students will ask me how I am or how my day was, things like that. So I would be prepared during the rapport building, possibly on this slide, for a potential return question for them to ask you, okay? The lower levels are not likely to ask you how you are or how your day was, but the upper level students, they'll ask you how you are and how you're doing. So again, just prepare for that, okay? Next slide. Okay, so the next slide is the reward slide. Again, you can feel free to use this one if you want. It's a cute little panda bear with some bamboo. I never do. I always just use the VIPKid reward slide as an introduction to what I'm going to be using for my reward. So I'll show you how I would use this slide to introduce the reward system that I'm going to be using. Okay, Amy, today, when you do a good job, you will get glitter stars. Okay? Okay, very good. Okay, and that's it. I just tell her, okay, today when you do a good job, this is what you're going to get. She's going to be getting glitter stars, and she's just like, okay, and we're good, and we're moving on. And that's it. That's all I do on this slide. Okay? Okay, so there's a lot of vocab in level 4 and 5, and usually the vocab, whether it's new or something that they are reviewing, any vocab that is learned within these lessons are going to be highlighted in red. So what I like to do when I get to the slide that has vocab on it, again, whether it's new or something that's being reviewed, is I like to underline the vocab word, and then I like to have them repeat a couple times just so that I'm checking their understanding of the word and their pronunciation of the word before we get into whatever they're going to be reading it, whether it's in a paragraph or if they're going to be defining the word. We're checking for that. I'm checking for that pronunciation. So on this slide, there's a paragraph that they're going to read, but the word country and countries is in red. So I'm going to say country, check for pronunciation, country, check for pronunciation, and countries, because though it's very similar to country, it is a different word, and make sure that they can also pronounce and say that word appropriately. And then I'm going to have them read the paragraph and then ask the follow-up question as well. So here's what that would look like. Underlining country. Country. Good. Country. Underlining countries. Countries. Good. Countries. Very good. Amy, can you read for me? China is a country. The USA, UK, Japan. Very good. Good job, Amy. Excellent reading. Amy, which country are you from? Do you know? Yes, very good. You are from China. Circling China on the map. Very good. What country is teacher from? Do you know? She doesn't know. I am from America, the United States. Yes! Very good. Good job, Amy. Yes, that is excellent. Very good. Okay, so on that slide, made sure she could say country and countries. She could. I had her read. Now, if she struggled reading or pronunciating any of the words in the paragraph, I would have underlined them as well. And when she was done reading, we would have gone back and we would have worked on the pronunciation of those words. Asked her where she was from. She knew where she was from. If she didn't, or if she would have struggled with the sentence frame, I am from China, I would have corrected and we would have worked on that sentence frame. Asked her if she knew where teacher was from. She didn't. That's okay. Told her where I was from. Used a prop. I'm from the United States of America. We had fun with it. And then we're moving on to the next slide. Okay, on this next slide again, there's a new vocab word. You can tell because it's highlighted in red. The new vocab word is flag. So again, we're going to go over, I'm going to say flag. Listen for her to say it. If she's having trouble with pronunciation, we're going to work on that before we read the sentences on the slide. Then we're going to read the sentences. And then I'm going to ask her the questions about the flag that are on the slide. Okay? It'll look like this. Underline flag. Flag. Good. Flag. Very good. Yes, Amy, good. Amy, can you read for me? Very good. Symbol. Very good. Good job, Amy. Very good. Amy, what color is the flag? Yes, it is red. Very good. What is on the flag? Yes, very good. Stars. Yellow stars. Very good. And Amy gets a star. Good job, Amy. Yes, very good. Okay, so in that she said flag. Little bit trouble pronouncing it, so I corrected it. She read, she struggled to pronounce symbol, so I corrected that as well. Asked her what color is the flag. She knew it was red. What was on it? She knew it was stars. And then I made sure to remember to reward her with a star as well. And then we are moving on. Okay? Good. Okay, so on this slide, same thing. We're doing another vocabulary word. This one's a little bit more abstract, so you're going to try to check, make sure that you try to check for understanding. If the student seems like they're having a tough time understanding what represents mean, you're going to want to make sure that you are bringing in props and doing things so that they are comprehending what that word means. What does it mean to represent something? So this is what it might look like. Underline, represents. Represents. Good. Represents. Good. Amy, read for me. This flag represents China. Very good. So, what does the Chinese flag represent? Yes, it represents China. Circle the flag on the plane. Very good. What does the American flag represent? Yes, it represents America. Yes, very good. Circle VIPKid up at the top. What does this represent? Yes, it represents VIPKid. You got it, Amy. Very good. Yes, good job. Okay, so there we went over represents, made sure she could pronounce it. She read for me, and then I gave her a few more examples of what it meant to have something represent something else, just to make sure that she understood what that meant, and then we're moving on. Again, more slides with more vocabulary. We're going to be doing the same thing, so let's see what this next slide looks like. Capital. Capital. Amy, read for me. Beijing is the capital of China. A capital is the city where the government is. Very good job, Amy. Excellent reading. What is the capital of China? Yes, Beijing. Very good. Amy, what other capitals do you know? What is the capital of the United States? Do you know? Washington, D.C. Yes, Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States. Yes, good job, Amy. And you get a star. Very good. Good job. Okay, so in that one we went over capital. She read, what is the capital of China? She knew it was Beijing. Asked her if she knew any other capitals. She really didn't. Asked her if she knew what the capital of the United States was. She didn't. So I told her, I extended the lesson by telling her Washington, D.C. was the capital of the United States, had her repeat the sentence, and then we're moving on. Oh, and gave her a star. She did a great job. Okay, so in this slide again, there's more vocabulary, so you're going to want to do the same thing, but there's also a dialogue within the slide, a back and forth for you and the student. So typically I like to be the question asker on the dialogue. And on this one, it's what is this landmark, and have the student be the answer. This is the Great Wall. However, if there's time, I like to reverse the roles as well. So if there's time, I will also have the student ask, what is this landmark? And I will be the responder. This is the Great Wall. Just so that they also get practice asking questions, because that's also a very important part of dialogue within any language. They can learn inflection and things like that. So it's also important. So depending, again, where you are in time on your lesson, I would have you and the student role play both sides of the question and answer. Okay, here we go. Landmarks. Good. Landmarks. Excellent. Will you read for me? Excellent job reading, Amy. Very good. Amy, circle the Great Wall. What is this landmark? Circle her response. And she says, this is the Great Wall. Excellent job, Amy. Very good. Have you ever been to the Great Wall? Yes or no? Yes? Yes, I have. Very good job, Amy. Excellent. You get a star. Good job, Amy. Okay, so on that one, went over the vocab. She read. We did the question and answer. I made sure that I circled the Great Wall because that's what we were talking about, and her response to show her where I wanted her to read, where her response was, point her in the right direction. Then I asked her a follow-up question. Has she ever been to the Great Wall? She just responded with yes, which is a good answer. She's answering correctly, but I want her to give me a full sentence always. So yes, I have. You can have her also say, I could have had her say, yes, I have been to the Great Wall, which is a better sentence. So, but just as long as it's a complete full sentence, more than just yes or no, that's what you want to make sure that they're doing there. Okay? All right, next slide. Okay, so on the next slide, we're just encouraging them to read, and we're going to help them if they need it. So they're going to be reading. Some of these are new words to them. If they get into trouble, you're going to help them. And then we're going to ask follow-up questions at the end just to check for comprehension. Okay? It'll look like this. Okay, Amy, will you read for me? My country is China. It is a very large country in Asia. I live in a city called Beijing. Beijing is the capital of China. It is in the north of China. The government, maybe she doesn't know government. The government, very good, of China can be found in Beijing. Excellent job, Amy. Very good reading. So, Amy, what country is it? China. Yes, it is China. Very good. Yes, and which city is it? Yes, it is Beijing. Very good. Good job, Amy. You get a star. Very good. Good job. Okay, so on that one she read, say she struggled with government, helped her with that word, and then we asked questions. So the first one, when I asked her, what country is it? She just answered with China. So I, again, modeled that I wanted the full sentence. It is China. So then when I asked her the next question, which city is it? She knew that to answer, it is Beijing. She knew that I wanted that full sentence and she gave it to me. So that was perfect. Rewarded her with a star and we're moving on. Okay, so this on the next slide, we're doing another role play again. So you're going to be the tour guide and the student is going to play the role of Lee here. And they're going to try to fill in the blanks with vocabulary words as best they can, and you're just going to help them if they're struggling to find the vocabulary that fits in the blank to make the sentences make sense, okay? So it will look like this. Amy, I need help. I'm going to China very soon. Can you please tell me something about China? And then she says, this is, and I'll circle the flag for her. And I'll circle China. This is, point to China. China. Yes, this is China. Good. Beijing is the capital. Very good. That is the Chinese flag. Point to the flag. It, she doesn't know. Represents. Yes, represents China. Very good. It is, Amy, what color is it? Yes, very good. It is red. Good. There are 5 stars. You got it. Good job on the flag. Good job, Amy. Very good. Okay, so on that one, again, you're just kind of helping them through, kind of try to figure out what words are going to be used. In my opinion, it would be helpful on this slide, if there was a word bank for the students to choose from, just so that they could kind of jog their memory of what words have been learned throughout the lesson, and so that they can kind of pick and choose, but there's not, and that's fine. So you just kind of help them as best you can, figure out what words go best in the blanks, and then you're done. So, okay? Okay, so the next slide is contractions. A lot of times when I teach this, students know it, but your mock mentor is probably going to expect you to kind of teach this to them a little bit. So what I would suggest is to use your whiteboard for this. Now, what I have found successful with students who are struggling with contractions is to use 2 different color markers for this. So what I would do is put in one color are not, and then use a different color to cross out the O so that they know that you're dropping that, and replacing it, same color, with the apostrophe. So the O goes away green and is replaced green with the apostrophe. And this seems to really click with the students. And this is what I would use in your mock. So are not, by O, apostrophe, aren't, so that they can put it together and it would click for them. Okay? So that's what I recommend using here, and this is what it would look like. Okay? Okay, Amy. Are not. Good. Aren't. Good. Are not. By O. Apostrophe. Very good. Are not. Aren't. Good. Read for me. They are not from China. Very good. They aren't from China. Very good. Do not. Don't. Yes. By O. Yes. Very good. They do not speak Chinese. Good. They don't speak Chinese. Very good, Amy. You got it. That is perfect. Good job. Okay, so on this slide, I used my whiteboard to model the are not, by O with the apostrophe. Clicked for her. She got it. And by the end, when we got to do not, she was doing it herself. She was a pro. She got it. We did do not, and she was able to do it with don't with ease. Excellent. And we are moving on to the next slide. Okay? Use that trick. It really helps. It clicks. It works. Okay? Okay. So the next slide is an application slide. We're going to see if what they learned in the slide prior, they can apply in this slide. So they are not Chinese landmarks. They see if they can choose the right one. So let's see what that would look like. Okay, Amy, read for me. They. Very good. They aren't. Don't. Very good. They aren't Chinese landmarks. Very good. Next one. They. Very good. They don't. You got it, Amy. That is perfect. Very good. Good job. High fives. Good. Okay. Again, that one was just application. So I had her read because in these lessons, you want at least 70% output from your students and only 30% from the teacher. So you want them talking a majority of these slides. So they're reading, they're talking, you want it from them. So they are not Chinese landmarks. They aren't. So she did a majority of the talking on that slide. She was filling in the blanks herself. She understood it. She was applying what she learned from the slide before. It was perfect, and we're moving on. Here we go. Okay, next is soft C, which just has a S sound, makes the same sound as the letter S. So what I would do here is just maybe remind her or the student of that, and then see if they can read the words, the CE words and the CI words, and if they struggle, maybe go over it with them a little bit more. Just remind them that CE sounds like S and CI sounds like S, and go from there. And I would just first have them remind them. I'll show you. Here we go. Okay, Amy, soft C. S. Yes. S. Very good. S. Yes, very good. You read the words for me? civil. Very good. Yes. And you get a star. Good job, Amy. Excellent. Okay, again, on that slide, we just went over the S sound, made sure she could read them all. She struggled with civil, so I said it for her, had her repeat, and then she kept going, red pencil. She did a great job, and then we were done. Moving on to the goodbye slide. Okay, and this is just the goodbye slide. I wouldn't spend too much time here, but you also don't just want to wham, cut it off. So I would make sure you say goodbye to the student. Here's what it'll look like. Amy, you did a great job today. So good. It was very nice to meet you. I hope to see you soon, okay? Bye, Amy. Okay, and that's it. Sometimes with the upper level students, when I say, did a great job today, it was very nice to meet you, they will say back again, they will have a response, it was nice to meet you too, and I'll say thank you, and then I'll say hope to see you soon, and they'll sometimes have a response to that too. So again, be prepared for some back and forth with these upper level students because you talk to them and they will talk back to you because they know what to say. So just be prepared for that on the goodbye slide, and then bye, and you're out, and we're done. And we are moving on to lesson B. Here we go. Okay, the beginning of lesson B again has this lesson objective slides, which we don't need, so we are moving on to the next slide, which is the introduction slide, Earth, our home. So this again is when this is where I would start the lesson and build the rapport with your student, and it would look again something like this. Hello, my name is Teacher Kristen. What's your name? Hi, Amy. It's very nice to meet you. Oh, thank you. Amy, what did you do today? You went to school? Excellent. Did you have a good day? Yes, very good. Okay, Amy, are you ready for English class? Okay, let's go. Okay, again, just like before, asked her, told her who I was, asked her name. She told me, I think I asked her name. Did I ask her name? I think I did. She told me it was Amy, asked her what she did today, asked her how she was. She asked me how I was, told her I was good. Just like that, I don't remember the conversation, but you saw it, and that's how it was. So sometimes they respond, so be prepared for that. And asked her if she was ready for class. I know that she said that she was because here we are, and we are moving on to the next slide. Here we go. Okay, again, the reward system, you can use the one that VIPKid has here if you want, if you have nothing else, or if you just like to do that. Some people do. That's totally fine and great. I just use it to introduce what I'm going to use. So here we go. This is what it looks like. Okay, Amy, today, when you do a good job, you will get glitter stars. Yes? Okay, excellent. Okay, so I just used it. So today, Amy, when you do a good job, you will get glitter stars. Okay, yes? Excellent. Here we go, and we're on our way. Next slide. Okay, so just like lesson A, there are going to be words in red that are the vocab words. That either are brand new to the student or a review to the student. That's where I like to begin, just to go over with the student before we read anything. As you can see on this slide, the first word, environment, is defined for the student. So I'm going to have them say the word a couple times. Then I like to have them read the definition, and then read what's underneath, and then I'll go into more detail with the slide with the student. Okay, so this is what it would look like. Underline environment. Environment. Good. Environment. Very good. Amy, what is environment? Circle. The place where something or someone lives. Very good. Amy, will you read for me? Where we live is called our environment. Yes, very good. Each environment is special. Excellent. Very good. Good job, Amy. So, Amy, what is your environment like? Do you live here? Is this your environment? Circle the first picture. No. No. What about this? Is this your environment? No. Very good. What about this? Last picture. Is this your environment? Yes, yes. A city is your environment. Yes? Very good. A city is my environment. Excellent job, Amy. Very good. Good job. Okay, so on that one, I just kind of wanted to make it fun for her. So we went over environment, we defined it, and then she read that where we live is called our environment, and each environment is special. So then I asked her, what is your environment like? And she just kind of didn't really know. So it's like, okay, well, what about this? Is this your environment? No. And then the next picture, the desert. Well, is this your environment? No. And then circle the picture of the city, which is something a little bit more familiar to her, I'm sure. That is obviously not specifically her environment, but again, something more familiar than that foresty rainforest picture or the desert picture. So yes, that's more my environment. So had her say the complete sentence, the city is my environment, just to get that output and to have her say what her environment is. And then we're moving on. Okay, so the next slide, we're learning about trash. What is trash? Where should we put trash? So that is the word that is highlighted in red. So that's our vocab word. So we're obviously going to say that word first. And then we're going to read the text that is on the slide. And then we're going to talk about where we should be putting trash, what we should be doing with it, and things like that. So it would look like this. Trash. Trash. Excellent, Amy. Good. Will you read for me? Trash is something that is not useful anymore. We should put trash away properly. Very good. Where should we put trash? Have her read the bubble. We should put our trash in trash bins, circle trash bin, and not on the ground. Excellent, Amy. Very good. So, circle trash. Where should we put our trash? Yes, very good. We should put our trash in trash bins. Yes? Yes, Amy, you got it. Very good. Good job. You get glitter star. Good job, Amy. That is perfect. Very good. Okay, so on that one, we went over trash, talked about trash. Where should we put our trash? She read it. And then I wanted to double check that she understood where we should put our trash. So I'm circling trash on the screen. This is trash. Where should we put our trash? I don't have props for this. If you're a referral of mine, I have sent you 2D props, so you will have props for this. But if you don't, you can just circle on the screen. And then where should we put our trash? And then I put an arrow to the trash bin. Yes, we should put it in the trash bin. You got it. Excellent. Good job. She understood it. That showed me that she understood what we were talking about, where trash should go, and we're moving on. Okay, so the next slide, they're going to read a paragraph just kind of talking about trash and seeing trash on the ground and the environment. And then they're going to, you're going to ask her or your student some questions about how what they've read makes them feel, seeing trash on the ground, things like that. They're kind of reflective. Now, it depends. When I've taught this to students, some students are super open and they know how to respond to questions like this, and some don't, and they need a lot of scaffolding for this. So just be prepared for that with your mock mentor, that they might need you to answer the questions in form of a question for them to get some of that output. And I'll show you what I mean right now. Okay, Amy, will you read for me? Jenny sees so much trash in her neighborhood. The trash makes it dangerous to play outside. All the animals are unhappy and the people are sad. Jenny wants to help change the environment. She wants to do something to make the environment more beautiful and safer. What can she do? So, how do you feel when you see trash on the ground? The student might be like, I don't know. Does that make you feel happy when you see trash on the ground? No. Does that make you feel sad or angry? Angry. Yes, it makes me feel angry too. Good. What can you do to help? What do you think? Can you pick up the trash and throw it away? Yes, you can pick it up and throw it away. Yes? Very good. Do you want to help? Yes, I want to help. Excellent job, Amy. Very good. That is excellent. Okay, so she read great. If she didn't, if there's any words that she didn't know or didn't pronounce correctly, you could underline them and go back afterwards and make sure that you helped her with those at the end with pronunciation, things like that. Or if she stopped somewhere while reading, help her with those words. Like if she stopped and she was like, Jenny wants to help change the environment, right? Help her along while she's reading. Then at the end, while you're asking those questions, if she's just kind of looking like, I don't know what to say, do you notice how I ask questions to help her answer the questions being asked? You know, what can you do to help? And she's kind of like, I don't know what I can do to help. Can you pick up the trash and throw it away? Do you think that's something you can do? Yeah, that is something I can do. Yeah, good job. You can pick up the trash and throw it away. So that's kind of how I scaffold the student into creating an answer, is asking them questions kind of without, it is giving them the answer, but it's asking them a question and making them think about it. Like, is this something you can do? Oh, yeah, that is something I can do. Excellent. Okay, so that's what I would do there if they're struggling. Ask them questions instead of telling them what they can do. Ask them questions, make them still think about it, and then we're moving on to the next slide. Okay, so the next slide is a comprehension slide to see what the student remembers from what they've read on the previous slide. So I will have the student read the questions and then try to answer. If they can't answer the question or don't remember, it's no big deal. Flip back to the slide before and underline where they can find it, and then have them read the answer from what you've underlined in the text so that they can find it. Comprehension is something that comes with time. So if they can't do it, that's okay. Just help them build the skill, help them learn to do it, and they'll be okay. Okay? Okay, so Amy, let's answer the questions. Number 1, read for me. What does Jenny see around her neighbor? What does she see? Do you remember? Trash. Very good. Jenny sees trash. Very good. Number 2, how do you think Jenny feels about the trash on the ground? How do you think she feels? Do you think she's happy? No. How does she feel? Yes, she feels sad. Very good. Good job, Amy. Number 3, what can Jenny and her family do to help? What do you think? Yes, they can pick up the trash. Very good. Do you think that's enough? Can they do more? Yes? No, that's enough. Yes, why? Yes, it will look better than it did. You are right, Amy. Very good. That is perfect. You get a star. Good job, Amy. Excellent. Very good. Okay, so on that one, she answered the first question right. Make sure it's in a complete sentence, and the second. And then the third one kind of had her thinking a little bit more abstractly, you know, what can Jenny and her family do to help? Is it enough? Can they do more? So try to get them to think a little bit. Try to pull some answers out of them if you have time, obviously. Try to make them think. Pull. What can they do? Okay? Good. And we're moving on. Okay, so the next slide is a grammar slide, and we are learning to use going to talk about things that we are going to do in the future, using the future tense. So we're going to remind them to talk about a decision that we have made in the future that we're using going to, and an example, and then we're going to ask for more examples. So this is what it would look like, or might look like. Okay, Amy, remember, read for me. Remember, when we talk about a decision we have made about the future, we use going to. Yes, going to. Very good. Read the sentence for me. We are going to clean up our environment. Excellent. Very good. Read this sentence. I am going to school. Yes, very good. Can you think of another sentence? I am. Yes, I am going to college. Very good. You got it, Amy. That is perfect. Glitter star. Good job. That is excellent. Very good. Good job, Amy. Okay, so on this one, had her read. It reiterated going to, had her read the example sentence on the slide, had her read the example that I gave, and then I had her come up with one on her own. You can come up with more than one example depending on how much time you have here. Give as many examples. The more examples, the better. So instead of just having one example on your whiteboard, if you wanted to come up with more, maybe you and the student want to come up with 2 or 3 examples together and write them either on your whiteboard or in the chat box together, brainstorm a little bit. I think that would be appropriate here on this slide, again, dependent on time. So I think that's great. And then once you're done with that, move on to the next slide. Okay, so on this next slide, you are going to test and see if they can determine, based on the sentence, if it's past, present, or future tense. And yeah, you're just basically testing their knowledge of the tenses. So I would say go number 1, have them read the sentence and then tell you whether it's past, present, or future, and then correct them if they're wrong. So it would look like this. Okay, Amy, what is it? Past, present, or future? What do you think? Number 1. Past, present, or future? Yes, very good. That is past. Good. Number 2. People harm the earth. Yes, present. Very good. Number 3. Future. You got it. Good. And 4. We are going to clean up trash this weekend. Future. You got it, Amy. Yes, that is perfect. Glitter star. Good job, Amy. Excellent. Okay, so again, had her read each sentence and tell me if it was past, present, or future tense. She was a rock star. She did perfectly. She got them all right. If she hadn't, you would just direct them to the verb and say, she harmed the environment. Harmed. Past tense. Past. And show them why. If she had said that, this was present, harmed, this is a past tense verb, and show them why it was past tense instead of whichever other one that they had chosen, and go from there. And we're moving on. Okay, the next slide is just some more grammar. They are choosing between am, is, and are to complete the sentences on the slide. So here's what that would look like. Okay, Amy, number 1, he, am, is, are going to recycle some trash. What do you think? Am, is, are. Is. Very good. Good job. Number 2, what do you think? We are. Very good. We are. Yes, Amy, that is perfect. Very good. Good job. Okay, so on that one, had her read number 1, had her choose between the options. She chose correctly, still had her say the complete sentence. Same thing for number 2. Had her choose which verb goes in there, and then still had her read the complete sentence. And then we're moving on. Okay, the next slide is some phonics fun, talking about how Y is a vowel when it makes certain sounds, like the long E sound. So what I would do here is similar to the soft C sound slide from lesson A. So here's what it would look like. Okay, Amy, So Y is a vowel when it sounds like E. Yes? So let's read the vowel Y words. And I would draw a line down them. Silly. Yes. Good. Busy. Very good, very good. Okay, and let's read the consonant Y. Y, y, y. Excellent job, Amy. Yes, that is perfect. Very good. Good job. Okay, so on this one, I just told her, Y is a vowel when it makes certain sounds, when it sounds like E. And so then we did silly, and then made sure she could read all the E sounds with the Y. Rainy, city, busy. And then the consonant Y with the y, made sure to make the differentiation between the E and the Y, and she could read them perfectly. If she couldn't, then we would have spent some time there, silly, not silly. I don't even know how I would say that word with that, but if she struggled, we would have spent some time there, and I would have shown her the differences between the vowel Y and the consonant Y. But they should be okay, hopefully. And that's how I do that slide. And then we're moving on. Here we go. Okay, so this last slide is just kind of a free talk slide, just kind of asking them, what do you see in the pictures? How are they different? And it's also kind of to see what the student learned throughout the lesson, because one slide is obviously a picture of a park that looks disgusting and has trash everywhere. So you want them to use that vocab. Look at the environment, look at the trash, look how disgusting it is. And then the other is a picture that is beautiful, that's pristine, there's no trash, it's, the environment looks like it's beautiful. So if I were you, I would encourage the use of the vocab from the lesson, but just try to get the student talking, ask questions, trying to get them to use those words, obviously, but try to get just the student talking in general. So it would look something like this. Amy, what do you see in the pictures? Parks. Yes, very good. How are they different? Different. Yes, trash. Ugh. Very good. Yes. Yes, excellent, Amy. This bad for the environment. Excellent answer, Amy. Very good. What about this picture? The good picture. Is there trash in this picture? No, there isn't. Excellent. Is it good for the environment? Yes, Amy, you got it. Very good. Amy, which park would you rather visit? The good park. Yes, me too, Amy. Excellent. Very good. Excellent job. And you get a star. Yes. Good job, Amy. That is excellent. Very good. Okay, again, on that side, I would just engage them in conversation, try to get them to talk about trash, the environment, things that we learned within the lesson. Try to get them to tell you the differences regardless of what it is that they see. Just student output here is important. So if they're telling you that the trees look different, let them talk to you about the trees looking different. If that's what they see, that's fine. Whatever it is that the mock mentor wants to tell you that they see on the slide, or if you're teaching this lesson to a student, if they want to talk to you about how one picture shows sky and the other picture doesn't, that's fine. They're using the word sky, and I think that's amazing, and I think that's great. So yeah, whatever they want to say that's different. But again, if you can lure them back and talk about trash and the environment and things like that, I would try to, but if you can't, I wouldn't. It's not a big deal. As long as they're talking, and again, there's English and output, I think you are good. Gave her last star, and we are moving on to the goodbye slide. Here we go. Okay, again, so for the goodbye slide, you don't just want to cut it off. So make sure that you are ending on a good note, a positive note, telling the student that they did well, you would like to see them again. things like that. So this is usually how I end my lessons with my students. Okay, Amy, you did a great job today. So good. It was very nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Thank you, Amy. I hope to see you again soon, okay? Bye, Amy. Okay, again, just told her she did a great job today, that I hope to see her again soon. And she said, I hope to see you again soon. It's like, oh, thank you, Amy. That's so sweet. Again, be prepared for that back and forth with this upper level because they will respond to you. A lot of times they will. So be prepared for that if your mock mentor, if you say something, that there may be a response back. So it might just not just be you saying, okay, bye, good job. You know, sometimes they talk back. So be prepared for that and say your goodbyes and you are done. Whoo, done. Good job. Okay, and that is all I have for this video. That is the step-by-step, slide-by-slide walkthrough of the intermediate levels, levels 4 and 5, lessons A and B, all in one. They are right here. Again, I will put in the description box helpful tips for lighting and for secondary rewards if you need them. I will also put stuff in the description box if you need background stuff, helpful things, that will be in there as well. If you found this video helpful, and I hope that you did, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time with more videos like this one. Bye-bye.